Hello friends, welcome to the second session of this chapter Transportation and Assignment. In this lecture, we are going to study about the method Vogel's approximation method. Here, it is the third method in the series of northwest corner method and least cost method. This is the third one, which is one of the best method. If we compare all three of them, we get the near optimal solution in this method. We will also look into the example where we will solve an example with the help of the method. And finally, we will look into the application point of view transportation model. Whatever models we have studied until now, what are the applications of these transportation models where we apply these models into practical life. So let's start. So what is Vogel's approximation method? What we do here in this method, with the help of transportation table, where we have sources available, where we have destinations available and the unit cost available, right? What we try to do here, if you see here, the allocations are done keeping the highest unit cost. Whatever we allocate, we always keep these allocations with the highest unit cost. Clear? IBFS. What is IBFS? Initial basic feasible solution is obtained. It is near optimal. Remember this. It is almost optimal solution. Clear? Again, that is why the amount to solve this transportation problem is also reduced. So what is this method? Let's see step by step. So first of all, in the transportation problem, you will find out the lowest and the next lowest cost cell. So in the given transportation table, what row wise, what you will find, lowest cost cell and the next lowest cost cell. And then you will try to find out the difference, and then you will write that difference in the row difference column, or you can say the penalty column. You will do the same process, you will repeat the same process in the column, right? These two differences are nothing but penalties. You call them the penalties. Now what is the third step? You will look at those penalties. Whatever penalty is the highest one, you will select that penalty. Let's say for example in the row you have found out the highest penalty, then you will select that row. Now what you will do in that row, you will try to find out the minimum cost in that row. Clear? Minimum cost in that row, least cost in that row. Here why? You can do maximum allocation in that lowest cost cell. Clear? Now what happens if there is a tie? If there is a tie, you have to do the maximum unit allocation. You will look for the maximum unit allocation. We will look into the example. See, in the first place these steps will look a bit confusing to you, but once we solve the problem in this lecture, you will easily understand the steps. Clear? Again, you will adjust the supply and demand with the help of these allocations. Clear? And then this process is repeated each and every time. Once you get each and every allocations found out. Clear? And then until the entire column and row totals are satisfied, you have to repeat the process. Once it is satisfied, you will stop the process. So now we will try to solve the problem based on these steps. If you forget any steps, if you do not get me at any step, you can come back and look into these steps, and so that you can literally adjust to the solving procedures. Clear? So we will try to solve the problem based on this procedure or these steps. So let's try to solve the example based on the Vogel's approximation method. So out of three methods, northwest corner method, least cost method, and Vogel's approximation method, Vogel's approximation method provides near optimal solution, best solution, near the best solution out of all these three methods. So let's try to find out how do we solve this problem based on VAM method. So again, we have this example is the previous one only, where we have three sources A, B and C, clear, and we have three destinations D, E and F. Now here unit costs are given, clear. Supply side 40, 60 and 70 is the given, right? Now 40 units, the supply are from A, B and C sources. B has 60, C has 70. Now in destination side, you have 70 demand, for E it is 40 demand, for F it is 60 units demand. Clear? Now what the company wants to do, the company wants to optimize the route in such a way that it wants to minimize the transportation cost. Clear? So let's try to find out. Let's see first of all that if the problem is balanced or not. So how do we see that? So before, we will add all the demand side, 70 plus 40 plus 60 is equal to 170, and from supply side 40 plus 60 plus 70 is again 170. Hence the problem is balanced. What happens if the problem is unbalanced? Here if it is 100 and if it is 170 here, we try to introduce a dummy column or a row to balance the problem. Clear? So let's start. Here in first step, what we try to find out, we try to find out the row difference. Now how do we find out the row difference? So let's see. Here, what is the minimum element here? 1 is the minimum element. What is the next? Make that okay. So what is the row difference here? 4 minus 1, which is equal to 3. Clear? What about here, the second row? What is the lowest one? Which is 3, and then the again 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. Now here the lowest one is 2 and the next lowest is 6. So what we will do? 6 minus 2, which is equal to 4. Clear? Same we will do for the column difference. So what is the lowest one here? 3, and the second lowest 4. So 4 minus 3 equal to 1. Same here, lowest 2, second lowest 4, so 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. Again here, what is the lowest one? 1. Here, and the second lowest 3, so 3 minus 1 equal to 2. Now these are the penalties, right? We call it penalties. So if you see here, which is the maximum penalty here? The maximum penalty out of rows and column differences is 4 here. So we will look into this row, right, where the penalty is maximum here, which is 4, right? So in this row, what is the minimum cost? The minimum cost is at 2. Again, in this maximum penalty here 4, we will look into the minimum cost in this cell. So what is the minimum cost here? Which is 2. So we'll try to allocate maximum units here. So here the 40 is the demand and 70 is the supply. So what we can allocate? We can allocate 40 here. So we'll write down 40 here. Now once they have allocated 40, so what is remaining here? 0 is remaining. Clear? And what about here? Here what is left? Out of 70, 30 is left. Clear? 30 is left. So what is cancelled here? What is cancelled out here? This column is cancelled out. Why? Because the 40 demand is already fulfilled. Clear? Now we will go into the next step. What we have done here, we have copied down these two columns and again this one as well, this supply as well. Clear? The modified one is the 30. Clear? Now let's start with the again the same process. What is the row difference here? Again 4 minus 1, which is equal to 3. Clear? Here 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. Here 8 minus 6 is equal to 2. Clear? What about here? 4 minus 3 equal to 1. Same here. 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. Clear? Now again, if you see what is the maximum row difference or column difference, which one is the maximum penalty here? The maximum penalty is here in first row, which is 3. Clear? So we will try to allocate here in this row. But what is the minimum cost here, which is 1? So we will allocate here only. So what we can allocate? We can allocate 40 units here. If we have allocated 40, so what is the new supply here? Which is 0. Clear? And what is the new demand here? 60 minus 40 is 20. Clear? So again, if you see, we have fulfilled this one, this row supply is finished. So we will cancel this out. Clear? So we will write down the modified matrix table. So this is the modified one. Again, we will try to find out the row difference. So let's find out. So what is the row difference? 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. Clear? What about here? It is 8 minus 6 is equal to 2. What about column? Column difference? 6 minus 3 is equal to 3. Clear? What about here? 8 minus 3 equal to 5. Sorry, 8 minus 3 is equal to 5. Clear? Now, out of this row difference and column difference, which is the maximum one? This one is the maximum column difference here. So we'll try to allocate here only. So what is the allocation here? Where the minimum cost is there. So where is the minimum cost? 3 is the minimum cost. So we will try to allocate here. So let's allocate here. So what is the new demand here? 0, because we have allocated 20 here. Clear? What about here? The supply is 40. Clear? Now this demand is already fulfilled. So we will try to cancel out this. So let's try cancelling this out. Clear? So what is the new one here? The new one is, let's write down the new. So 3, 6, 70, 40 and 30. So this is the new matrix. Clear? Now you can easily see here that we can allocate 40 here, clear, and 30 here, right? So 40 plus 30 is equal to 70. Clear? The demand is fulfilled. So what we have understood here is we can find out initial feasible solution and we can allocate all of them. So how do we allocate? If you see here, 3 was allocated 40 units, 6 was allocated 30. If you see on the top, 60 was allocated 40. So sorry, 3 was allocated 20, 3 was allocated 20, and finally if you see on the top, 1 was allocated 40. So we have allocated 40 to 1. So finally if you see the result, the total transportation cost is coming out to be 1 into 40 plus 3 into 20 plus 3 into 40 plus 6 into 30 plus 2 into 40. So how many allocations? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Clear? So what is the answer here? 40 plus 60 plus 120 plus 180 plus 80. So let's try to add all of them. If we add all of them, 40 plus 60 plus 120 plus 180 plus 80 is coming out to be 480. Clear? So let's write down 480 rupees. Clear? So here if you see, compared to previous results, in northwest corner method, if you see on the top here, in the northwest corner method, we found out that the answer was 870 rupees transportation cost. In least cost as well, we found out 520 rupees. But the best answer, the minimum transportation cost, was we found out in Vogel's approximation method, which is coming out to be 480 rupees. So Vogel's approximation method provides near optimal solution. Clear? So in this lecture we have solved an example based on Vogel's approximation method. In next lectures we are trying to solve some more examples based on degeneracies and profit maximization problems. Okay? Thank you very much. So what are the applications of transportation models? So in transportation models, what we try to do, we try to find out initial basic feasible solution first, and then we try to find the optimal solutions with the help of three methods like northwest corner method, least cost method, and then Vogel's approximation method. Clear? and we check the optimality with the help of the modified distribution method. So what are these? What are the benefits of using those models to trying to solve these models? What are the solutions? What do they provide? They help us find out minimum shipping cost or transportation cost. Let's say, for example, if the company is dealing with the distributions of various products, right? They can find out the optimal transportation time and cost with the help of these models. Clear? They can also find out the lowest cost location for the new factory if they want to locate a new warehouse. Clear? If they want to determine a new warehouse location, they can find out with the help of these models, where these models will help them to find out to minimize the transportation cost. Clear? Again, schedule can be minimized beforehand just by applying these transportation models. The firm's demand can be satisfied. The production limitations here can be satisfied with the help of these models. What about transshipment? Transshipment problems also can be tackled with the help of these models. Capacity planning for a factory, for a unit, if they want to expand their units, right? If they look for some new warehouses or some new factories, they can also use these models for the optimum transportation cost, or you can say minimizing the cost that are involved in transportations of the goods which are involved in manufacturing of the products. So in this way, in this lecture, we studied about the Vogel's approximation method, which was a third method. Prior to northwest corner method, we solved the example. We also solved the example of least cost method and Vogel's approximation method, which provide the near optimal solution. And we also looked into various applications of these transportation models. So in next lecture, we will study about degeneracy in the transportation problem. Whenever we find out any degeneracy, whenever we find out initial basic feasible solution in transportation problem, we may come across degeneracy. So in that case, we have to approach the problem in a bit different way. So we will look into detail in the upcoming lecture. Till then, goodbye.